Hi, Rick Wells. You know, we're in trouble. The planet is out to get us. It's attacking us by the climate, and the climate is changing. For those of you who thought that the climate never changed and that we were safe in our little cocoons, no. And yeah, what you need to understand is anytime it does change, if you look at it from a common sense perspective, just like the weather is the same every day, and we would never imagine that it would change because that would be, it would mean that the weather is attacking us. The same thing is true with the climate. If it were to change, which of course we know it can't, if it were to change, then that would mean the Earth is rebelling against us, that it hates people, and that we've sinned against the Earth Goddess, and we're in trouble. But climate can't change, can it? I mean, weather doesn't change. So Hussein Obama is he's going to protect us. He's on his planet crusade. The Muslim is on the planet crusade. Wonder how that works. Well, maybe he's not really a Muslim. Maybe he just pretends to be a Muslim like he pretends to be an American. Anyway, here's what he had to say in kind of like a warning shot.
That this is a turning point. That this is the moment we finally determined we would save our planet.
Isn't that noble? If it wasn't for him, what would we do? Our planet needs us. Thanks to Hussein Obama, we can save it.
Our understanding of the ways human beings disrupt the climate.
See? It's not him. He's not a human being. It's us. We're the ones that are disrupting it. Thankfully, we're realizing in time. Why, I wonder if we've been on a trend of any kind.
Advances by the day. 14 of the 15 warmest years on record have occurred since the year 2000.
I wonder when the one that wasn't the warmest was.
And 2015 is on pace to be the warmest year of all.
Oh my goodness! Well, we're in deep doo-doo. Except for this little tidbit here. Global temperature update. The applause is now 18 years and 3 months. 219 months long of no warming. Wait a minute. But that's not what Hussein said. And that was as of January of this year. So now we can add another 10 months or 11 months. It's 19 years that there hasn't been any warming. Well, he must be lying. That's certainly not the first time that's happened. Yep, he's lying. He's a profiteering, lying scumbag. That's what he does. So here's some more lies.
Here in Paris, let's agree to a strong system of transparency to give
Transparency is his best friend.
each of us the confidence that all of us are meeting our commitments.
Right. So Big Climate Brother is being born right here. He wants transparency. He's gonna watch ya. You better be on the up and up. No fooling.
And let's make sure that the countries who don't yet have the full capacity to report on their targets
He's gonna make sure they report. He's Big Brother.
receive the support that they need.
Support to report.
Here in Paris, let's reaffirm our commitment that resources will be there for countries willing to do their part to...
Resources will be there. A commitment that resources will be there. A promise of providing money. Not from his wallet, of course not. He's not providing his own money. He's going to provide our money. Our resources. It's a commitment.
The dirty phase of...
So so we can skip that dirty phase with our dirty money.
Development. And I recognize this will not be easy. It will
Yeah.
take a commitment to innovation
But that's a sacrifice he's willing to have us make.
and the capital to continue driving down the cost of clean energy.
Right. The capital to continue driving down the cost of clean energy. Us throwing money at the false problem that he's creating so that his target energy sector businesses can reap the benefits of our investment and position themselves in line with where they're driving the economic growth. So him and Al Gore and all the rest of the little commie rats will put themselves into the green energy business, and anybody else that they allow to come in on the periphery who gets in while the getting's good. And then they'll drive the industry right through there. All the other stuff that's cheap and doesn't have to be subsidized by the government, which is us, by our money, that stuff won't be allowed. But the subsidized, the fake energy, the phony green energy, that stuff, we got to do that.
And that's why this afternoon I'll join many of you to announce a historic joint effort to accelerate public and private clean energy innovation on a global scale.
Okay, now he accelerates it, just so we know, public and private. So the public is where we pay for it, and the private is where they get to position themselves and invest and clean up. So it's on our back and into their wallet. And it's a partnership. We didn't have any choice in being in it, but it's a partnership.
Here in Paris, let's also make sure that these resources flow.
In case you're wondering what this bell is, it's because they want him to shut the hell up, and he won't.
To the countries that need help. Preparing.
There you go. We got to flow money to countries that need help. That's worth saying again.
That need help. Sure that these resources flow to the countries that need help. Preparing for the impact of climate change that we can no longer avoid.
Okay. Bingo. He just said it. Preparing for the impact. What? It's not already happening? Preparing for it? The impact is coming? It's not here yet? Huh. Well, then why don't we just wait until it gets here? Why don't we wait until the problem manifests itself rather than responding to a problem that's not there?
We know the truth that many nations
We know the truth.
have contributed little to climate change.
There you go. It's not their fault. It's our fault. It's the evil Americans' fault. All these other innocent countries didn't do anything. It's all us, and we're the ones that need to pay. We're the ones that need to make it right.
But we'll be the first to feel its most destructive effects.
Be the first to feel its destructive effects, meaning nobody's felt them yet because they don't exist. So again, since we know it's a bunch of crap, let's just pretend he doesn't exist.
For some, particularly island nations whose leaders I'll meet with tomorrow, climate change is a threat to their very existence.
And he's talking about the Maldives, maybe some others. If the island, like the Maldives, is eroding, like his little fairy tale trip to Alaska, okay, it's eroding. Do something. But it ain't our fault, and it's got nothing to do with getting warmer.
And that's why today, in concert with other nations, America confirms our strong and ongoing commitment to the Least Developed Countries Fund.
Least Developed Countries Fund. That sounds like redistribution of wealth. We're taking our money and putting it into this nice little box with a bow on it and giving it to these least developed countries. That sounds like welfare, wealth redistribution, poor lives matter, something, whatever he wants to call it.
And tomorrow we'll pledge new contributions
And even more tomorrow.
to risk insurance initiatives that help vulnerable.
Risk insurance initiatives to help vulnerable.
populations rebuild stronger after climate-related disasters.
Okay. After climate-related disasters that we have nothing to do with?
And finally, here in Paris, let's show businesses and investors that the global economy is on a firm path towards a low-carbon future.
Right. There you go. We are retooling the global economy in the model that's going to make them the most money and put them in power.
If we put the right rules and incentives in...
Put the right rules and incentives in place. What? You're going to control the marketplace? You're going to structure the marketplace to suit your demands, your needs, your ideals? That doesn't seem fair.
place, we'll unleash the creative power of our best scientists and engineers and entrepreneurs to...
So without the marketplace being controlled, our best scientists wouldn't be unleashed. And our entrepreneurs, without it being controlled, wouldn't be unleashed. All that freedom would get in the way. All that freedom to innovate would be in the way. They need to be directed, structured, put in a box, directed towards his stuff, the stuff that he's going to get money on, get rich on.
Deploy clean energy technologies and the new jobs and new opportunities that they create all around the world.
So he's going to make money and create a few jobs accidentally in the process all around the world. Okay? We couldn't do it on our own. We have to do it with Hussein Obama in charge.
There are hundreds of billions of dollars ready to deploy to countries around the world if they get the signal that we mean business this time.
So if they get the signal that the marketplace is going to be restructured in a certain way, then they'll know, well, okay, this is the new rules, this is how we have to play it, this is our opportunity to make a buck or two if we do this. Yeah.
Let's send that signal.
I'm sending you
That's what we
a signal.
seek in these next 2 weeks.
You know, ears like that, you'd think you could hear that bell, wouldn't you? Now, as far as the Chinese president goes, well, let's look at this right here. This is from Canada Free Press, but it's another similar article to something else that other articles that are out there. This is about Obama's history with the Joyce Foundation, where he was on the board of directors, and the Joyce Foundation gave nearly 1.1 million, two separate grants, to develop the Chicago Climate Exchange, which was carbon trading, profiteering off of greenhouse gases business. Back when this guy was just getting his community organizing, rabble-rousing, communist, exploitative feet wet. Now he's good. Now he's good. Now he's got all the connections and everything. Now he's much better. Now he's ready to unleash it on the world. But at the time, this was his baby. Chicago-based, like many things are. So this is what the Chinese president XI, or 11 as we like to call him, Xi, said, had this to say.
And build a nationwide carbon emission trading market so as to foster a new pattern of modernization featuring harmony between man and nature.
Okay. He doesn't care about nature. He doesn't care about harmony. He does care about carbon trading because there's a lot of money to be made in it. Al Gore's proven that. Hussein Obama's proving that now. And he knows it too. That's why he's interested. He's got a angle of attack on that. That's interesting. If I can get to the right spot here. Hang on. There we go.
just to peak CO2 emissions by around 2030.
They're going to peak CO2 emissions by around 2030. I just said everybody here in this thing does their own thing. Everybody makes their own plan. If they want to be aggressive and rape their country, like, or not their country because Obama's not American, but like the United States is misfortunate enough to have this insane, or not insane, but criminal running us into the ground. Or if you like China, where the guy really doesn't want to destroy his own country, they just pretend they're going to do it. Puts it off 15 years, around 15 years from now, and then when that time gets here, they'll push it again off into the future. Never do it. And in the meantime, the United States has been killed in the process.
And strive to achieve it as soon as possible.
Strive to achieve it as soon as possible.
Dear colleagues, ladies and gentlemen,
They'll give it a good try.
tackling climate change is a shared mission for mankind. All eyes are now on Paris. Let us join hands to contribute to the establishment of an equitable and effective global mechanism on climate change.
Here it comes. Here it comes. A global mechanism on climate change. Okay. So that's the world government coming in, and then here's where the part they bring the UN into it.
Work for global sustainable development at a high level and bring about
Global sustainable development is UN Agenda 21, is UN Agenda 2030. That's where they put you and me into little boxes in high density areas, put all of the the nice areas of the United States and other parts of the world off limits to us because we're just peasants, and they're reserved for the important people, the cool people, the people with the bucks. But that's what that is, sustainable development. That's what that is.
new international
Many of you know that.
relations featuring win-win cooperation.
Win-win cooperation, you betcha. We don't win. Obama wins and 11 wins. So, and then here's a little thing on Bill Gates, that he's a disgusting individual, but one thing that struck me in this article, it's real quick here, he's talking about teaming up with his billionaire buddies. They found a way to profiteer from this disgusting worm. So they're gonna shift all of our energy away from the good cheap stuff to the expensive restrictive stuff. It's part of the plan. They'll regulate us, they'll control us. That's what it's all about. But look at this right here. And there's two efforts. One of them is a parallel effort. The United States, China, and 17 other countries plan to double government spending on energy research in the next 5 years. And I'll guarantee you that a large part of that is going to come from these idiots right here, the United States. They're the ones that are going to be paying for that. We are the ones that are going to be paying for that. Why? I don't know. Probably because Obama says, and he's our dictator, and we do what he says. This is stupid. This has got to stop, guys. See ya.